Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump defeated Ron DeSantis numerous times in a number of polls. Okay, so we can look right here. Trump wins CPAC 2024 straw poll. DeSantis is second, but more than 30 points behind. You will see that CBS News. Okay, it is below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now because people aren't even acknowledging these surveys or polls. They're only looking at recent support for DeSantis because he did very well in Florida. I like Ron DeSantis very much. Okay, if there was a DeSantis dossier, and if all of media, and if Jimmy Kimmel and Seth Meyers and Stephen Colbert every night devoted 10 to 20 minutes in a diatribe against DeSantis, suddenly you'd see the never-Trumpers who like DeSantis say, gee, maybe we should have Chris Christie or Nikki Haley or somebody that media would accept. Media will never accept, Democrats will never accept anyone that the Republicans choose, especially if that person can defeat a Democrat like Trump has in 2016. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Share this segment everywhere. The links are below. And you can share the links with people. Trump dominates 2024 GOP presidential nomination straw poll at Turning Points USA. Okay? A lot of younger conservative and Republican voters at Turning Points USA. Okay, so that was in July. DeSantis got 19%. Trump got 78.7%. That was just in July. So he won the straw poll in Iowa by 30 points. 59% of voters wanted Trump in Iowa, 28% DeSantis. And then there are numerous, there are endless number of polls where you can find, well, you know, like the Washington Examiner and National Review and others say, oh, well, you know, Trump, Iowans prefer DeSantis. No, they don't. Most people, if you look at the polls at these like CPAC or Turning Points USA, if it's like a base of support, like a conference that's very important among voters who vote Republican, it's always Trump dominates. Okay, then you have a Quinnipiac poll. 78% of Republicans want to see Trump run again in 2024. That's just October 19th. Oh, October 19th, 2021. But still, okay. And then they say, well, it's Trump's fault. I want to explain something to everybody here. Here, Trump's support among Republicans reaches all-time high in poll. This is in January. 90% of Republicans said they approve of Trump's job performance. 90%. Then you have the Washington Post saying it never reached 90%. It's right here in the Hill-Harris poll. It's right here. I mean, what is the Washington Post looking at when they say Trump Pinocchios? 50,000, 50 billion, trillion, gazillion Pinocchios. Oh, Trump. He lies so much. It's right there. It's media that lie all the time. I want to explain, and I have a great deal of respect for the National Review, the Washington Examiner, the New York Post. I love the New York Post. Politico, Senate Intel report confirms Russia aimed to help Trump in 2016. What is Richard Burr doing? Today's bipartisan report from a panel chaired by North Carolina Republican Richard Burr undercuts Trump's years of efforts to portray. What are you talking about? What is Richard Burr talking about? The intelligence community reports, and I've read them, they're online. The DHS and the ODNI report come with warranty disclaimers. They're assessments. Richard Burr, Republicans in the Senate, sank and undermined and disparaged and demeaned a Republican president. Well, I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? You then blame Trump for Georgia and Arizona when you've spent 4 years alongside Democrats pretending you care about the country by saying that the Kremlin wanted a Republican. Like, do you not realize you promoting that hoax and myth that The Kremlin interfered in 2016. Not one vote was altered. Not one person can remember a Facebook ad or Twitter bot. And Democrats were jumping for joy until the Jacob Javits Center, where they were crying, and oh my God, then another country wanted Trump. But there was a Pied Piper strategy, wasn't there? How could Democrats elevate Trump alongside Vladimir in Moscow? How is that even possible? So maybe Democrats should have been investigated and not Trump. I mean, they're the ones who apparently elevated Trump alongside another country, and then they lost. Politico ran an article saying, oh, okay, they got the person they always wanted. I mean, you can't, it's so easy to debunk their attempts at debunking Trump. What they do is they say, oh, we're going to side with Democrats here. There's an article by CNN, Jeff Sessions recusal, Washington Post, why Jeff Sessions recused. Do you think Merrick Garland is going to recuse himself when Republicans investigate Hunter? How about never in a million years? Do you think there's a senator do you think Amy Klobuchar is going to do to Biden what Richard Burr did to Biden? I don't care if the intelligence community said, that another country wanted Trump. Who cares? Read the actual reports. When John Brennan was asked, does he have any evidence? He goes, I don't do evidence, I do intelligence. He made a clear distinction between evidence and intelligence. So now, imagine if they accused Ron DeSantis of another country propping him up without any evidence, but an assessment, a hunch, a feeling from 3 intel agencies with loyalists that said, we'll stop DeSantis in their text messages. Imagine what have the tables turned. Let's say Richard Burr confirmed an assessment that another country wanted DeSantis without any evidence at all. There were no votes altered in 2016. And it's interesting, the same people who are the original deniers, with Hollywood celebrities in a public service announcement commercial begging the Electoral College not to put in Trump in 2016. So these are the same people who call Trump a denier, and they're the greatest deniers of all time. I mean, you have to understand, do you want a Doberman or a pit bull or a Rottweiler defending your house and family? Like, Trump is the Doberman, Trump is the Rottweiler, Trump is the pit bull. Or do you want a little I don't know, a little small little dog where you can put the little shiny diamond collar, and you could put the dog in the purse? That's not going to defend your house. Okay. You will never appease. This is like a respectful message to the Washington Examiner. I love the Washington Examiner. Read them all the time. The New York Post, that I absolutely love, that they broke. Those journalists at the New York Post deserve Pulitzer Prizes, and the National Review is very, very good. Okay, this is a respectful message. Do you think that media or that Democrats or that intel agencies will accept a Republican like DeSantis, who is just like Trump in a lot of ways? Do you think that maybe they'll create a DeSantis dossier, possibly, or that media will accuse DeSantis of things he never did or things he never said? Do you think that if he experienced DeSantis what Trump experienced, his poll numbers would be that high? DeSantis is a second-string quarterback that hasn't really dealt with last-second games and fourth quarters and blitzes and gotten sacked all the time, and so he's had the luxury of not dealing with what Trump has dealt with. Do you think that Democrats won't scream at the top of their lungs? Slate magazine already has, oh, Republicans don't want DeSantis. They're already telling Republican Party what the Republicans should do. Okay? Democrats don't respect the Republican Party. They don't fear the Republican. They fear Trump. They don't fear DeSantis that much. And so when DeSantis is an actual obstacle, they'll level everything they leveled at Trump, and then they'll say DeSantis is worse than Trump. Okay, so in any way, really it doesn't, nothing I said matters, because go ahead and primary Trump, you'll get steamrolled. There's no stopping this man. And God bless him. There's no stopping him. And anyone from DeSantis to anyone else, Chris Christie, anyone else, Pompeo, who wants to go up against Trump, will lose miserably in a primary. And that will be actually hilarious to see. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Thank you so very, very much.